Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today I would like to announce this lovely news that Ryan Labs posted to his channel that California's bill SB 244, the Right to Repair bill, is being passed on to the governor for his signature. Take a look over here. This is uploaded by Ryan Labs from the Discord. Thank you very much, sir, for archiving this. This happened just today.
Senate Bill 244 by Senator Eggman and others, an accolade in solid waste management.
Assemblymember Wicks, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. I'm presenting SB 244, the Right to Repair Act, on behalf of Senator Eggman. This bill will make the parts, tools, documentation, and software needed for consumer electronics and appliance repair accessible to independent repair shops and to consumers. In California, we already have a law that says based on the value of the product, most consumer electronics and appliance manufacturers must make replacement parts and tools available for either 3 or 7 years. Many accomplish this through their own first-party and authorized repair networks. We want to make sure that our regulated independent repair shops are not left out of this important market. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Seeing no discussion or debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Ayes 50, no 0. Measure passes.
What you saw was actually a crowning achievement. This took a really long time to occur because there was somebody in the California Senate that was keeping this bill from being voted on for a long period of time. The chair of a committee, depending on the state, is often able to say what issues will and will not be voted on, and they can keep something from going for a vote. So even if everybody in the Senate wants to vote yes on something, the committee chair can often stop that from happening. And he finally stopped doing that shit a few months ago. I read this bill to you in a video that I did in June, and the 23 minutes of me reading the bill, I really don't see where there's an obvious gotcha in the bill the way there is when Governor Kathy Hochul torpedoed and destroyed the New York Right to Repair bill. This seems like a right to repair bill that really does actually have potential. There's one problem with it. One serious problem with it. Apple is supporting the bill. And as I went over in this bill, and as I went over in this video with many citations, there's just not a lot of trust there. So the question really does become, okay, did Apple just like turn a new leaf? Like, am I going to be able to get schematics next week? Am I going to be able to buy LCD cells, LCD only, like, you know, the LP133, WP1 TJAs I could get in the olden days for the MacBook Air that are good quality and not factory rejects, and like I'll be able to call Texas Instruments and buy a CD3217? Something tells me that's not the case. I would like nothing more than to believe that's the case. I would like nothing more than to believe that Apple supports right to repair. There's a trust issue. Call it a trust issue. If Apple were saying, damn it, the bill passed, gah! If Tim Cook were on the news and there was steam coming out the top of his head, I'd think this was a good thing. The problem is that they're for the bill passing, which means I'm missing something. It means we're all missing something, and we're not going to know what we're missing until we pass it. We knock on the door. We say, hey, would you mind allowing us access to the pairing tool for a sleep sensor and an A2442? That's when we're going to figure out what the catch is. I have to be missing something. There has to be some sort of screw job that's waiting to pop out of a closet somewhere. Like in New York State, that was actually a fairly decent right to repair bill. It's too good to be true. No way in hell am I actually going to be able to knock on the door and get access to what it is that I need to do my job. It's just, that's just too good to be true. There's no way that I'm just going to be able to go back to the old days and buy the equivalent of an LP133 WP1 TJA for one of the newer model MacBooks and not have it be some garbage that was a factory reject or something like that. No, it's not going to be easy. And I was right, because what wound up happening in that case is the governor absolutely gutted and destroyed the bill by inserting a lot of little loopholes into it that would allow Apple to say that they don't have to provide anything. She gave them an out. She gave them an excellent out. And I'm very curious what's going to happen here. Because like, as much as I would like to believe that this is actually happening, something tells me, like, next year, I'm not going to be knocking on the door and saying, hey, would you mind selling me the sleep sensor and calibrating tool for the A2442 so I don't have to scrape bond wires off of a corroded IC anymore? Or, hey, would you mind selling me like 1,000 of these screens so that I don't have to use used, scratched up assemblies anymore because I can't buy the LCD cells by themselves like I used to? I would like nothing more than to believe that this is actually happening. But time and time again, as I've went over in this 10-minute long video. It has been screw job after screw job after screw job. There's just no trust. They came out with a program in 2019 that was supposed to help us, and that was the biggest steaming pile of garbage I've ever seen in my life. They destroyed the last right to repair bill that we passed at the last second, and again, if Apple were mad that this passed, I would think that I won. They're happy. I don't trust that. You know, Paul used to say this when I would come to work. If I had a smile on my face and I was looking at him, he would kind of like move away into the corner because he'd be like, I don't like, my boss is smiling. This is bad. This means something bad for me. And it was kind of like a humorous banter that we had between the two of us. And he was right. Me smiling usually meant that there was an iPhone with 4 layers of screw damage that was going into his queue, or some sort of nonsense that nobody else in the shop wanted to work on. Nobody's happy when they lose, and there's no way that Apple's happy about this if they lost. Apple's happy about this bill. I know I'm repeating myself at this point, but I'm missing something. Can somebody please point out what I'm missing? Again, maybe I'm actually going to get what I want. Maybe we're all actually going to be able to fix things, and we're going to live together in peace and harmony, and customers that want Apple warranty repair can go there, and Apple Care can go there, and customers that want to have things fixed through us can go here, and we can fix things that Apple doesn't want to fix, and Apple can fix things we don't want to fix, and their customers will be happier than ever because they have all these choices, and we can all just get along. Or there's a giant screw job waiting up somebody's sleeve that I can't see. Maybe Gavin Newsom's going to edit the bill the way that Governor Kathy Hochul did before signing it. Maybe I misread the bill and there's something in there that I'm not paying attention to. I would highly appreciate if one of my audience members could point out what I'm missing here, because something just makes it really difficult for me to believe that a good thing is actually happening. Maybe my pessimism has gone too far. Maybe I'm jaded after all these years of fighting for the same thing over and over again, only to hear that I am turning MacBooks into PCs and misrepresenting them as if they're still MacBooks to my customers, or that the game plays the console, or that there are safety and security issues involved when Lewis replaces an ISL 6259. I'd like to be optimistic, I really would. I'd like to believe that we are finally past all the BS and that we could just get along. But it doesn't seem right. It doesn't add up. If that were the case, why would a lobbyist with this company and this roster tank a bill that I worked for 7 years to pass just in the beginning of this year? It doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. Why would you do a about face now? What are you hiding? What am I missing? That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.